It's a wonderful, glorious good morning to you, the voice of Celine Dion. A new day has come. That's the track. That's the second track that's Wake, getting you, rousing you out of bed on a Wednesday morning. And indeed, it's a pleasure being here with you. Before Celine Dion, what we had, yes, it was the track from Whitney Houston, reminding us of we just need one moment in time and everything is just up to us. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Wake up and smell the coffee wherever you are. It's another great day in God's wonderful creation, and indeed it's a pleasure having you choosing classic in the morning time. And a special good morning to our viewers that have joined us on GBN Television, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20 if you're in cable. And those of you on the World Wide Web, or you're following us via our social media platforms, good morning to you. I'm Joseph Cadore. It's a wonderful, a glorious Wednesday morning. It's the 20th day of the month of October. And it's indeed another great day that we can be alive and well. Another day that allows us to recognize our true potential. We move on, we transcend from this, where we were yesterday, from a state of mediocrity, and we continue upon that upward path that allows us to be, that takes us to the next plateau, that allows us to be the best versions of ourselves. Today, we're going to start off by being the best versions of ourselves by looking at the word of the day. And what is the word of the day today? The word of the day today is a word that you've heard before. It's nothing new to you, actually. It's a word. It is abstract. The word of the day is abstract. And you want to know that abstract depends on how it's used. Abstract could either be, but first let's do the spelling. So abstract, it's spelled A-B-S-T-R-A-C-T. Abstract. An abstract can be used as an adjective. It can also be used as a noun, or it can be used as a verb. Depends, of course, how it is incorporated into the sentence. So, use an abstract as an adjective. It means, so abstract is relating to or involving general ideas or qualities rather than specific people, object, or action. So, abstract ideas, concepts such as in love and hate, or in art, expressing ideas and emotions by using elements such as the color of and lines within without attempting to create a realistic picture. I know some of you have actually seen it. You've gone to an art gallery and you see a piece of painting and you're standing there in total awe and you're trying to make sense of what in heaven's name is that, and you ask the artist, what is this? And he says to you, that is creation. And you're thinking to yourself, creation? Well, it is abstract art. So, if you draw a picture of the Mona Lisa, you draw a picture of Bill Clinton, Joseph Cadore, you can see that's what it is. It is details, it represents that. But with abstract, it comes from the feelings, what is it the person is seeing, what is it they're imagining. So they relate that in terms of abstract art. So again, the word for the day is abstract, and abstract can be used as an adjective. It can be used as a noun, as in the context of a summary point, as in writing, usually represented in a skeletal form, something that summarizes or concentrates the essentials of a larger thing. So that is it. That's abstract as a noun. And then there is abstract as a verb, which is to make a summary or an abstract. So his imaginations had so abstracted him that his names were called twice before he answered. So, the word for the day, abstract. Abstract can be used either contextually as a verb, as a noun, or as an adjective. Keep that in mind as you go through the day today. The word for the day, it is abstract. Keeping ourselves informed, COVID-19, we continue, of course, to follow the figures. What's happening on the dashboard for the day? So let's see. So as of yesterday, October 19th, we've had 7 new cases, giving us a total active number of cases of 139. New recoveries, 4, and the total number of deaths, collectively, it's 193. Yes, we have just under 30,000 Grenadians fully vaccinated, and 7,615 with partial vaccination statuses. Well, for those of you who probably you're interested this week, and if you just on television, you can see the dashboard on. Just to look at it again. New cases for those of you in television, 7 new cases. We give us a total of 139 active cases, and trust me, we've come a long way compared to where we were a couple weeks ago. So you're now going to look at where the vaccination outlets that are available for persons interested in getting their shots of the available Pfizer or AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines. And today being Wednesday, it is available at the centers. It's available at the Cadore James Stadium, and that's in through gate number letter B, so gate B, and all together along with all of the health centers across the island. And you could also have those it's also been made available at the Gulf New Polyclinic, and that's from 9 until 3. So for today, Wednesday, Cadore James Stadium, Gate B, all of the health centers, and at the Gulf New Polyclinic. Tomorrow, Stadium again, health centers, and only difference tomorrow, being Thursday, is that it's available instead of the Polyclinic. You can go at Sam's to have it available for you. And on Friday, and as you plan in advance, it is at the stadium and all of the health clinics. And certainly you're reminded that if you attempt to go at the health clinics, you are reminded that you will definitely have to go with some form of identification, and you need to make an appointment so as to not compromise the protocols that are in place at the clinic itself because of size and everything. So you are encouraged to make an appointment. Let me just run through the numbers with you quickly in case you're wondering. 440-3371, that's in St. George. In Grand Bride, it's 442-7623. St. David, 444-6249. Sotez, 442-9317. Guave is 444-8414. And in Hillsborough in Carriacou, it is 443-7280. What else is happening that you need to be aware of? Well, did we tell you that gas prices actually went up over the weekend? In case you missed it, so gas prices, that's not just a bit of an increase. So gas price actually went from $16, looking at gasoline, it went from $16.19, the new price that was effective as of the 18th, that's Sunday gone. It's now $16.56. So it moved from $16.19 to $16.56. Diesel, in upward movement from $14.24 to $15.12, and kerosene from $8.67 per gallon to $9.09. Well, the only thing that has been relatively consistent, is the 20-pound cylinder, which remains at $40. Yep. The 100-pound cylinder, well, it moved from $208.30 to $215.50. And increases also on the sister aisle. On the sister aisle of Carriacou, gasoline moved from $16.37 to $16.74. Wow. Diesel, from $14.42 to $15.30. Kerosene moved from $8.82 to $9.28. I don't think there's too much that needs to be said about that. We're getting ready for the morning edition of news right here in Classic, and that comes up in just a bit. In the meantime, for those of you in television, you get a repeat of some of the top stories from last evening's newscast. Take a break, and we'll be back with you on the other side of the clock. So long for now.
Eat safe foods after after an emergency or disaster. Unsafe foods can make you sick, even if it looks and smells normal. Throw away foods that come into contact with flood waters, have an unusual smell, color, or texture, and foods in damaged, rusted, or swollen cans. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Top story tonight, police have remained tight-lipped with all information related to yesterday's daring daylight robbery at Grenada Cooperative Bank in Carriacou and the group of men detained in connection with the brazen crime. Up to news time, no charges have been laid on the 5 men who have been identified as nationals of Trinidad and Tobago. Griselina John has been in hot pursuit of the details.
The Royal Grenada Police Force is in for high commendation following the heroic apprehension of 5 alleged non-national robbers who attempted to flee the Sister Isle by boat on Monday. GBN captured it firsthand just around 8 p.m. Monday as the Grenada Coast Guard vessel pulled up just outside the fire station on the Carnage with the captured men on board. Up to news time, no charges were laid against the 5 men identified as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Local police, however, remain tight-lipped on the identities of these men. However, Trinidad media reports say all 5 men are from Tobago and have been identified as Keon Dick, Jabari Roach, Akim John, Nashon Scotland, and Alan Melville. Men were cornered by Grenada's Coast Guard and apprehended shortly after a masked armed robbery at the Grenada Cooperative Bank branch in Carriacou. Journalist on the Sister Isle, Royal Patterson, spoke to GBN's sister station about what unfolded on Monday.
We learned that 2 men entered the bank. One wearing a hoodie and, of course, his mask, because they must have masks to, of course, enter the bank now as of the COVID-19 protocol. And both of them entered. And while at the bank, I understand that the security guard, and he said as they entered the bank, now what I learned, as they entered the bank, he actually wanted to remove his hoodie. And removing his hoodie, he pulled out a gun and, of course, pointed to his head and began going to the teller and robbing the bank. What is also interesting too is that a customer was at the bank at the time, spoke to me a short while ago, and he told me that he was in the bank at the time. And the men came in. He said both of them had a gun. And as they came in, and as the officer asked them, the security guard asked one of the guys to remove his hoodie. He was wearing a hoodie over his head. he pulled out the gun and the other one pulled out the gun and said, everybody put your hands up and go down on the floor. And he said everyone went down on the floor. Then one of the guys proceeded to the teller, passed the money, she passed out the money, damn went rushed out, and after they rushed out, of course, they made their way up to the Esplanade. That's just about maybe I would take out 200 meters from Cobb Bank, just on the corner of Middle Street and Main Street, went into a boat and on the Esplanade made their way off to the northern side and apparently made the attack around gunpoint, came around gunpoint and was heading south, and from information they were caught.
There are no reports of injuries in this daylight robbery mission, nor is there any indication of how much money was taken from the bank. Police say they have to be meticulous to ensure that all angles of their investigation follow the letter of the law to ensure the case against the 5 men is not jeopardized. Grenada Cooperative Bank branch on Tuesday morning suspended its service for a few hours before they resumed operation. Christina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, in news just in, the Royal Grenada Police Force confirmed a suspected suicide by a foreign national. Information reaching GBN News indicate that an Australian national who was discovered motionless by staff at a hotel located in the south of the island was due to leave the island today. He was scheduled to depart at around 2 p.m. Investigations are ongoing into this suspected suicide. In other news, while vaccination is not mandatory, the government, via the Ministry of Education, is encouraging teachers to take the jab and parents of students 12 years and over to get their children vaccinated. This as the Minister of Education, Emmeline Pear, announced proposed timelines for the resumption of schools in a phased approach. Gerard Joseph has the details.
A test period of 2 weeks from November 1st to the 12th has been scheduled for the return to physical classrooms for some students. Education Minister Emmeline Pear says this shall be counted as phase 1 and priority will be given to students who have not been engaged in remote learning as well as students preparing for exit exams. Minister Pear says such a decision was taken after meeting with the representative groups within the education sector and identifying academic, social and behavioral concerns associated with remote learning.
Secondary schools on Mondays only, forms 1 and 2. Tuesdays only, forms 3 and 4. And this is only for the students who are disconnected from classes. Primary schools, Mondays only for KG to grade 2. And Tuesdays, grades 3 to 5. 4+ students, Wednesdays to Fridays.
The minister hints at the overall decline in pass rates at CAPE, CSEC and CPEA in mathematics and English A as other critical factors leading to the resumption of in-class learning. Teacher and student engagement disparities were also highlighted as major factors.
Primary level, grade 6 only from Wednesdays to Fridays. And secondary school level, form 5s only from Wednesdays to Friday.
According to the Education Minister, special needs students and students with underlying conditions are encouraged to remain home, while parents still fearful of physical classes can use the 2 weeks to adapt.
Only students disconnected remotely. T.A. Marichaud Community College, Mondays and Tuesdays, year 1 only. And Wednesdays to Friday, year 2s only.
Private schools reopening, Minister Pear notes, will be done on a case-by-case basis after an electronic application is filed. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
President of the GUT, Jude Bartholomew, is suggesting that education officials seek teachers' COVID-19 vaccination records from the same place others have sought out that information. This is the latest stance taken by the leader of the Grenada Union of Teachers as he reiterated his union's position against mandatory vaccination. We get more in this report from Cherian Blackman-Stephen.
When I was vaccinated, other persons, there's a record there. What is your occupation? The Ministry of Health has the information. So one would want to say, if the government of Grenada or the Ministry of Education wants that information on any teacher or any public officer who has been vaccinated, they will get it from the Ministry of Health and let them do the honorable thing and get it from there.
President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Jude Bartholomew, is not pleased with requests made to teachers for the disclosure of their vaccination records. Bartholomew said that no one has the authority to divulge one's medical records without their permission, and the unsigned document, which was sent by the Ministry of Education seeking such disclosure, is not right. The GUT president responded to this request during Monday's To The Point program.
The Minister of Grenada did come out and said that the vaccination rate amongst teachers and children are abysmal. To say this sort of statement, it means that the Prime Minister would have had some record of information where we would have gotten the information. And what we want to say to the Ministry of Education, the same place where the Prime Minister of Grenada would have gotten that information, to come out and say that the vaccination among teachers is abysmal, he can direct them there to go for that information.
Education Minister Emmeline Payne admitted during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing that they failed in their attempts to get teachers' vaccination records.
As it relates to the vaccination status of teachers, I do not have statistics on that. We made an attempt last week to gather that information. There was some reluctance. We didn't think it was necessary to go other ways to obtain it. So at this time, we are still collecting that data as it relates to teachers who are vaccinated.
Bartholomew said that the ministry went one step further by requesting the vaccination records for students. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Several adjustments and changes have been made to the COVID-19 regulations, which have again been renewed to continue the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The modifications surround the mandatory vaccination requirement for dropping off children at daycares, more businesses to be reopened, and churches being given further privileges. We get more details in this report.
The change to that is that it is no longer required, and all of these facilities would make special arrangements to ensure that these persons do not enter the facility and that there is care and protection in the manner in which students or children are dropped off and picked up.
The outcry against mandatory vaccination of individuals who are dropping off or picking up children at daycares has seemingly been heard. Dive shops, drive-in schools can be reopened, and call centers with specific mandates for employers and employees to present vaccination status to operate are some of the other changes in the new regulations. Education Minister Emmeline Payne notes that the curfew period and travel restrictions to Carriacou remains as is, with Cabinet to consider a review once the COVID situation continues to improve.
Social gatherings and weddings are still prohibited. Individuals can still obtain marriage licenses. Wedding is a social concept, and that is what is prohibited, not marriages.
On the issue of the reopening of churches, Minister Pierre, who is also responsible for religious affairs, says a consensus between the umbrella bodies for the various churches and government has always been sought.
There has never been an occasion from the start of COVID-19 to this point where the government on its own has taken any decision as it relates to how churches function during the pandemic.
Therefore, upon receiving further recommendations from the church bodies, the Religious Affairs Minister says Cabinet has given its approval.
That is, that our churches will reopen with immediate effect, with their full numbers as far as 6 feet physical distancing allows. So
the grouping of churches had previously suggested 2 weeks of observation while maintaining a 20-member congregation. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The number of COVID-19 cases is trending downwards, which has also resulted in a significant drop in COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalization. However, Dr. Mayana Charles says this positive trend is seemingly having a negative impact on vaccination numbers and interests. We get more in this development.
Senior Medical Officer Dr. Mariana Charles says a slow uptick in vaccinations has been identified as positive trends are realized in a number of cases related deaths and hospitalizations. From September 21st to present, Dr. Charles says the weekly average new cases stood at 113 before dropping steadily.
The following week it was 61, then a further drop to 31, and the last epi week, the average new cases for that week was 16. As it relates to deaths during that same period, the week of September 21st to 27th, we had an average of 55 deaths in that week. And then it declined to 27, further dropped to 18, and the last week, 9.
The medical doctor says the same pattern applied for hospitalization and the test positivity rate.
But what we did see, as the average new cases, deaths, and hospitalization improved, right, the vaccine uptake tend to decline. So as we go back to September 21st to 27th, in terms of first doses administered in that week, we had in excess of 1,200 doses. That further declined in the following week to just over 1,500 doses, and then under 1,000. And in the last week, we administered 811 doses.
The senior medical officer says a decline or delay has also been witnessed among individuals coming forward for their second dose.
In regards to the AstraZeneca vaccine, now persons that lack period, that period between your first dose and your second dose, based on guidelines, manufacturer guidelines, is 4 to 12 weeks. As it relates to the Pfizer vaccine, that period is 21 to 28 days.
She says despite individuals not losing their status and the effectiveness not dropping regardless of the lapse in the first and second dose, one can only be considered fully vaccinated 14 days after receiving the second dose.
Once you received your first dose, you do not need to restart the regimen if there is a lapse in that recommended time period, right? And the two time periods, you have as much as 28 days with Pfizer and AstraZeneca 3 months. So you do not need to come back to restart your regimen if there is a delay. If the time has passed and you come forward, you will receive a second dose and you're not restarting to get another first dose.
Dr. Charles is urging Grenadians to not become complacent and get vaccinated, while coupling it with the health and safety measures of wearing your mask, social distancing, and sanitization in order to prevent another outbreak. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Bridge Learning Institute is boasting of an 86% success rate in CXC results, as the NGO says they have positively impacted much more lives than they anticipated, with only just 1 year of existence. The program gives single parents, vulnerable adults, among others, a second chance in obtaining an education by providing them with free CXC classes so they can sit the exams. Rena Perry-Thomas has more.
Run mostly by volunteerism, Bridge Learning Institute says that out of their 144 students sitting CXC exams for 2021, 129 passed all subjects attempted. The institute, which launched amid the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, offers free CXC classes to anyone wanting a second chance in education. One of the teachers in the program, Shamara Lewis, says despite the challenges, students showed dedication and made sacrifices to ensure that they attended classes and finished assignments. She gave a breakdown of the successful passes.
My students, how are you today? How was it yesterday? Is everybody okay mentally? Because we had to ensure that that was okay across the board before we proceeded to have class. So HSB and integrated science both had 100%, social studies 70%, POB 100% as well, OA 97%, English 80%, and math 37%. Now, I want to speak a little on the math. It may seem as if it's somewhat an insignificant number, but we must remember that we have students that probably saw math. The last time they saw math was probably in grade 3. And the last time they probably attempted to do some sort of big exam for math was probably in Form 3.
One of the founders of Bridge, Michelle Alexander, says initially the program only catered for 15 students, but eventually went over the 200 mark. Additionally, she said they were also able to help some people pay for exams through the help of others.
Whilst the Grenada movement was a non-government organization, they decided to be our major collaborator. They came on board and they helped us in terms of funding and also to assist the students that weren't financially able to pay for this subject. So that's one of the things we did. The numbers this year is way more than last year, especially now that results are out and students are sharing their experience and their successes. We have seen an increase in the number of persons that are interested to join the institution. However, we may not be able to take in every one of them, but those that we can take, we will take.
Halima Charles says that to make her dreams of becoming a qualified teacher a reality, she had to obtain math and social studies to attend through Bridge Learning Institute. She was successful and is now enrolled at TAMCC.
So it was really difficult coming down to the ending. There were times that I thought, okay, I don't know why I come back in this. I finished school ages. I was sort of discouraged, but having lecturers being able to motivate you and push you through, this was a really excellent job. And I'm proud of myself today. All right, currently at the TA Marisha Community College on the teaching education program, early childhood. And that's the reason for furthering my education, because I had to get social studies in order to be a part of this program. So that's why I went ahead with it.
Bridge Learning Institute is now accepting new students to sit the 2022 CXC exams and has now added CAPE classes as a new component to the program. They are encouraging everyone to take advantage of the opportunity as they are never too old to learn. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Sandals Resort International is celebrating its 40th anniversary and is also celebrating its receipt of 12 prestigious awards. We get the details in this report.
Grenada stood out at the 28th Annual Caribbean and North America World Travel Awards 2021. The ceremony, held virtually on October 18th, saw Sandals International receiving 12 awards. Dillian Forrester is the Public Relations Manager at Sandals Resort Grenada.
It was announced at the 28th Annual Caribbean and North America World Travel Awards that Sandals Resorts has won big again, and we are so elated that Sandals Grenada has stood out at the top of the chain as the Caribbean's leading luxury all-inclusive resort for 2021 and Grenada's leading resort. This is a major achievement for us. It's actually the third year that we would have won this specific award as the leading luxury all-inclusive resort for the entire Caribbean.
The resort received awards in the area of Caribbean Leading Hotel Brand 2021, Sandals Resort International, Caribbean Leading All-Inclusive Family Resort 2021, Beaches, Turks and Caicos, Caribbean Leading Luxury All-Inclusive Resort 2021 came to Sandals Grenada, Caribbean's Leading Resort 2021, Sandals Royal Barbados, Caribbean Leading Honeymoon Resort 2021, Sandals South Coast, Jamaica, among others. As part of Sandals Resort International's 40th anniversary, they are embarking on what it calls a 40 for 40 team member support project. This project seeks to improve and promote community tourism and bring transformational change and improve lives.
For Grenada, we really want to focus on community tourism. We know it's been a buzzword, but we do have our eyes on a couple of special areas. As I said, community tourism, things positively impacting the environment, whether it be conservation, reforestation, mangrove preservation, things like that.
The selected proposals will be funded by Sandals for 1 year and then reviewed. Forrester spoke on the requirements.
So for the team member projects, the 20 team member support projects, we asked our Sandals team to look around in their communities, maybe the school that they went to, their alma maters, or any other group that they're involved in, and propose a project that we can fund and support for the year. And then outside of that, we want NGOs, community development groups, farmers, craftsmen, artists, anyone to propose something that can advance and transform the community.
Applicants have until the end of November to put forward their proposals. One entity or organization can submit more than one proposal. Sustainability, Forrester says, is a key component. Christelina John, GBN News.
A cybersecurity advocate in Grenada believes financial institutions on the island need to educate their clients more on how they should secure their money in the digital world. He said more and more people are being scammed out of their hard-earned money, and to eradicate this issue, more needs to be done. Rena Perez-Thomas tells us more.
Cyber criminals commit cyber crimes to steal people's money and their identity. With your identity, they can take out loans, accumulate debt, and flee without a trace. As many workers settle into remote work routines due to the pandemic, cyber crimes are expected to grow in frequency in 2021 and 2022, and many cybersecurity experts are encouraging businesses and individuals to upgrade, educate, and practice better cybersecurity strategies. Local cybersecurity advocate Jervis Dabrio is doing the same, as he is calling on financial institutions to educate the Grenadian public more on cybersecurity and how they can better protect their finances from scammers.
Financial literacy is not just about savings. It's not just about you being able to take out a loan and plan your budget and organize that. I think it is a little bit more than that now, especially with all that's happening. And if that is what we're heading towards, then we must empower our people. So I expect the credit unions, in whatever little way, whether it is in your whatever program you have on radio, whether it's on your Facebook page, put something out. Let's help secure our people, because people are losing money.
With Grenada gradually rolling into digital currency, Dabrio believes it is a critical time to educate the public on protecting their digital wallets.
If this is going to happen, then people are going to have digital wallets. They will have to secure the digital wallets. But of course, before you get to securing a digital wallet, you have to be able to secure the little email addresses. And so we must have a conversation about passwords and how you secure that. How do people use their cards? You don't, give somebody your credit card and let it out of sight. Because if they're able to get the information off of that, then they're able to use the card as you. These little things I think people need to be aware of.
The cybersecurity expert encouraged more individuals to also educate themselves, as most cyber crimes are carried out using computers and other smart devices. For GBN News, I am Rena Perez-Thomas reporting.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you're selling to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report radio larceny, call 300.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Dear customers, as we do our part to limit the impact of COVID-19 in Grenada, Grenlec remains committed to providing a service you can depend on. And in these challenging times, we appreciate your effort to keep your account current. Our 24-hour mobile and online services are great for convenience and maintaining social distance. Call 237 for 24-hour bill balances or to report faults and emergencies. Pay your bills online with internet banking, available with Republic, First Caribbean, and Grenada Cooperative Bank. For other queries, email customer support at grenlec.com. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again.
18 minutes on to the hour, gone past the hour of 7 o'clock. We want to say thank you and welcome back to our viewers on GBN's television. That's channel 7, channel 11, and those of you that is on cable, that's via channel 20. It's the 20th day of October, and as you are aware, we've been discussing the subject of agriculture in different forms and forum. We only we've been speaking with Senator Roderick Sinclair only last week. Last week, Friday, there was the observance of World Food Day celebration. We continue to hear extensive conversation regarding food security. We continue to hear the conversations about securing our future, rising food costs, and for us being more sustainable as a nation. And ever so often we hear that conversation being belted from the lips of the bureaucrats and the politicians, but it's not every day you get to hear a conversation that surrounds agriculture from, as you say, one of the everyday individuals, the unassuming individuals that you probably think, and that's what we want to do today. My guest this morning is, he may be a stranger. I think we can safely say he's a stranger. Yeah, he definitely is a stranger to the GBN platform. Yeah, note what I'm saying. He's a stranger to the GBN platform in terms of radio and television, but he's no stranger to the GBN family. He's well known and appreciated inside of the GBN family, and I want to say good morning and welcome to the program to my dear friend Keith Ventour. Good morning, comrade. How are you?
Good morning, Joe, and good morning to the listening public.
I'm happy
nice to be here this morning.
I'm happy to see you up and about. Are you a regular early riser, or did I force this one upon you?
Are you up? I didn't hear that question.
I was asking you if you normally up early, or did I force this one upon you?
No, I'm normally a very early riser. By now, I should be on work. I know normally.
Right.
But I'm on vacation present.
You're on vacation.
So I can relax as long as I want.
You can. So that means you and I could have this conversation for the next 5 hours. To kickstart the conversation, I mean, Keith, I know most persons that know you, they probably know you within the confines of the George of Huggins, the oil man, as they say. You keep the engines running, yeah. You keep the engines running, but today we want to talk about one of your passions, and I know we had an extensive conversation on that, and you've done a couple of literary pieces in recent times, but we want to focus on your passion. You did a particular piece recently on the agriculture, taking it to the next level. That's just me paraphrasing it in my head. Looking at the agricultural sector as where it is, we've continued to hear conversations all the time. Do this, do that, do the other thing. If I were to ask you to give me your evaluation of where the agricultural sector is now, what would you say?
All right. I say good morning, everybody. I've entered a new phase in doing some writing. And as such, I think my writing has encouraged the discussion from all quarters. My first piece was done on COVID-19. And right now I've just done this article last week on agriculture. I don't want to profess to be an expert, which I'm not. I'm just taking it from the layman's point of view, from the ordinary person's point of view, in the discourse and the discussion.
Right.
Just as how the whole world, I should say, was involved in the discussion on health with the coronavirus, so too, I think we must be involved in the discussion on agriculture. In my article that I wrote recently, I indicated that with the pandemic, there are a number of problems we have seen developing. And with the question of tourism being our main pillar of the economy presently, we figure with the challenges of the coronavirus, the challenges of hurricanes, the challenges of the financial collapse in 2008 has affected us and all small island states, and therefore has had a serious impact on agriculture. And we need to look at agriculture again in a broader perspective in order for us to develop and come out from the crises that we are in presently. So in the introduction, I say the discussion is not left up to the, may I call the elitist professionals in health, in agriculture, whatever topic.
Right.
But the ordinary man should get involved in the discussion.
In the document, and it's quite interesting that you did this last week, and we having this conversation on the heels of the events of October 1983, October 19th. You made a reference to, and you quite openly, you highlighted, and you said, you talked about the PIG rollout of a number of initiatives in agriculture, and you highlighted them quite extensively. Programs that was successful, and for different reasons we've seen the demise or death of some of those programs. What, in your mind, looking back at where we were 38 plus years ago, what are some of the success stories of the PIG that you think should, and if not, still be here, but for some reason have been relegated to the backside of the vineyard?
Maybe I should start this by saying that as part of my articles also, that in the past, and not in the past, but in the present, governments have come and governments come, governments go. But our policymakers, our leaders, what they have done is to not take positive aspects of the previous government and build on it to ensure that the country progresses. I see that to say that during the time of the revolution, 1979-1983, there were areas in agriculture which were developed. For example, well developed and done. For example, the Maribo Farmer School, which was set up in Boulogne, St. Andrews, in order to bring new technology into agriculture, into ensuring that young persons were trained, right, in a new technology to enhance the development of agriculture for the future. There were also centers in St. David's and St. Mark's, which came later. Also, in terms of lands were made available to farmers to go put on agriculture production. The government secured loans to build farmer and freeway roads, that is farmers, to safely access the agricultural lands. It's something that presently is being done. The marketing board was rebranded to the Marketing and National Importing Board with a new perspective, which sought to minimize the price of basic food items, food imports, which included sugar, rice, milk, fertilizers, etc. The farmers were guaranteed fixed prices for their fresh produce, as well as the agro-processing plants and agro-processing plants were set up and to sell the products on the regional and international markets.
Right.
There were collection depots were set up throughout the country to collect produce, right? Agricultural processing plant was set up in Frequente, right? To process canned juices. A separate cocoa and coffee processing plant was set up in Telescope for commercial processing.
So, looking at the list, Keith, it is quite an extensive list, and it is reasonable, you can reasonably argue that Grenada, from the period of the revolution, was given a platform upon which the agricultural sector was set to take off. Some have argued that we have failed miserably. Would that be your assessment?
Yes, I will say so. Because the platform was set. We had the initiatives on the table, and it was left to the succeeding governments to look at it and develop it in the interest of the country. I would say in hindsight, basically, the question is, where would our agriculture sector be today if the powers that be did not sell or give away or plant machinery to Dominica after the collapse of the 1983 period? I'm saying to say that the agro-industrial plan that was set up to develop our agricultural sector, to ensure that our fruits did not go to waste and that they were produced to sell the products. So I'm saying that if they had continued in that vein, It's not doing it the whole way because things are beginning to change. We have new technology.
Right.
Let's develop it, right? And ensure that we feed ourselves in terms of food security, and we get that foreign exchange in order to help our country.
You, in looking at the agriculture sector in your analysis, you said we need a short, medium, and long-term plan in order to elevate the agricultural sector. Our education curriculum must be reset in all areas to reflect the country's need in the 21st century and beyond. Young people must be taught to see agriculture as a business.
Yes, and I'll start with the question of education and our curriculum. Because we as a people, we as the policymakers, supposed to ensure that what we educate our children with, the information that we educate them with, what we need to do is to have them doing the things, having the education that will enable them and enable the country in the future to develop itself. The curriculum is supposed to be based on what the country sees itself to be doing in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So that when we educate our children, they will attempt to come back and help develop the country.
Do you get the sense that, because we've had that conversation in previous time, do you see us government as it is? Some have argued that one of the challenges that there is the lack of continuum in the context of there being that strategic plan that centers on this is a developmental agenda for Grenada and not necessarily a developmental plan that is specific to any one political organization. Do you see that as one of the critical elements that is missing altogether and messing this all up?
Exactly, because the plan is supposed to be for Grenada and not for a political party, etc. Because when we have a plan, the plan is supposed to take us from one period to another, right? And successive governments should look at plan and enhance that plan and in a way follow the plan so that we could move, our economy or country can move from one level to the other instead of going backwards. Yeah.
We talk about education. We've looked at some of the achievements that were made during the era of the PRG. The MNIB comes to the fore, and we continue to hear the custom about MNIB, the conversation. We continue to hear the conversation about eating local. Within this current construct of what exists within the MNIB, and yes, they have been making efforts, how do you see that conversation about eating local? Because many individuals will tell you, boy, Keith, I don't mind eating local. But when I go to consider buying, if I had to live on vegetables, I have to buy a hand of banana, I would probably prefer to cook a pound of rice. Because, look, the price disparities, and within these difficult economic times, it doesn't make sense. The MNIB, in terms of its original mandate, what would you advise that they do within the current construct to at least give Grenadians that bit of an appreciation that, listen, it is okay, I could spend my hard-earned dollar on eating local?
Okay, eating local, to me, is one of the best ways best things that we do. Eating local has its advantages, because when we eat local, we eat what we grow what we eat. We lessen our foreign exchange, right? In terms of imports. Our health system is beneficial, because if we eat local and we eat healthy, it means that our primary care facilities in health would not be under so much stress. And eventually we will not as sick, right? We'll not be a sick society. So eating local is good and it's healthy. In relation to MNIB, I think the MNIB has lost its mandate, has lost its way in doing business, and it is because of the whole picture of how we view agriculture. Because as you say, MNIB was set up to ensure that farmers had a fixed price for their produce. So they were not supposed to have the headache of finding the market for their products, but concentrate on production.
Right.
And therefore, now there is an existing problem in MIB where the price of the commodities, the price of fruits and vegetables are not generally fixed. I've heard instances where people say they knew at one point in time that the price for the product was X, and when they went to sell, the product was Y. And therefore, what they budgeted for making, they could not make that. And these days, a lot of farmers are reluctant to sell to marketing board because of the fact that they feel they do not get the earnings that they should get when they sell to the marketing board. So generally, I see marketing board have somewhat lost their way in ensuring that farmers have the market and the price of the products that they thought they're supposed to get.
A lot. We look at a lot. We've done the SWOT analysis, and in any SWOT analysis, we look at strengths, weaknesses, threats. But there's always opportunities that present itself, Keith, within the same construct. Some have argued that it was an opportunity, while it was a threat and it was a challenging time. The post-Ivan Emily period, some say, was an opportunity for us to do a reset on agriculture. Some have also argued that COVID, as it is, has presented us with another ideal opportunity to really take a closer look on the role that agriculture should play. Your thoughts on that? Is that correct?
That is so correct. As I said earlier, there have been natural and man-made crises that have caused the problems that we are in today. And we should have looked at that and taken the step to ensure that we take advantage and move away from the what I call in my article airplane and megaship industry, the tourist industry, and develop in a practical way our agriculture, because we need to form what we call develop what we call the new economy, right? To ensure resilient growth in our economy, that our economy becomes resilient, right? And that we should be able to see agriculture as a way forward, right? As a way forward in order to develop and manage our economy. As I said in my article, the pandemic has clearly taught us the need to diversify the economy. We cannot continue to depend heavily on the fragile airplane megaship industry. We must look to develop the much talk about new economy. This involves the creation of an agricultural sector with a production of value-added products. Together with this, there must be parallel growth and development in livestock and fishing sectors. The export sector services are essential in a new economy using high-tech end technology. So I'm saying that we need to move away, not totally, but from depending on tourism, but we need to develop this new economy based on the agricultural sector, the agro-industrial sector, the value-added products, right, the development of livestock and fisheries, and a critical element is export services using the high-tech technology where you can sit at home and be productive by selling online activities. So in this way, we see that our economy can move from one stage to the other.
Getting the economy to move from one stage to the other. The man, Keith Ventour, and certainly this is the fourth article that you've written in as many weeks, in a couple of weeks, Keith?
Yeah, this is the fourth I've published in maybe about 5 or 6 weeks. The writing has become kind of, I would say, addictive now. And I'm presently trying to finish another one for the weekend.
Right.
There are some persons who, I should say that, or many persons who have known Keith Ventour. Not a person up in front, but somebody just in the back doing what he does normally.
Right.
And I've taken this step to enter my voice in the discourse on different topics.
It's interesting that you talk about you being drafted into this. 2 weeks ago, I was speaking with clinical psychologist Dr. Panchu, and we were talking about mental health, managing one's mental health during this crisis. And he did actually talk about writing and reading as being a nice avenue that allows for the dispensing of those inner energies, that is the pent-up emotions, as because of COVID and everything. So maybe in your case, you've responded quite nicely to all of this. COVID has forced you into a new dimension.
I could tell you that the lockdown periods, because I was inside, I had the time.
I could well imagine.
To think, sit and write. And I think it's bearing fruits.
We get an opportunity in time to come to really and truly sit and continue to have a continuum of this conversation as it talks about looking at the agricultural sector. And of course, he said it is a call for change as it is. We cannot continue to do the same old thing and hope to get a different result. The piece is entitled A Call to Bring Back Agriculture, written by the man Keith Ventour, and certainly takes an introspective look as to where the sector is now and how do we reposition it for take off as we answer the question of food security and our survivability within the common construct of COVID and the economic challenges as they are. 14 minutes on to the hour. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it is Wednesday, so we expected to join up with Junior Checkley and the team from Just School Media for today's traffic cam. We'll see what's happening, where it's happening, how it's happening, and what are the alternative routes that we can use to move from point A to point B right here on a Wednesday morning.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Expecting to be linking up with our friend Junior Checkley, Just School Media. I'm not waiting for the sign. Yes, no. Linking with him. He's not expecting to bring us the latest traffic cam. See what's happening here, there, and about in this little triangle. Not a triangle state. So let's see if we have. You seem to be up and about. Let's join Junior Checkley for today's traffic cam.
Heading into the town of St. George. Also vehicles coming from Grandans. And vehicles coming from Luther's Lane. And those also coming from St. George's. Since Wednesday is midweek. Traffic coming down Luther's Lane. A smooth flow, but there's a lot of traffic coming down Luther's Lane. As people traverse the road Wednesday. So wherever you're tuning in from, thank you. This is Just School Media Traffic Cam. We are in collaboration with GBN. We are the Tantine roundabout. On the beautiful island of Grenada and the southern Caribbean, known as the Isle of Spice. Also once we were known as Conception Island, known for our spices, our lovely beaches, our beautiful people, our unique culture and heritage. So smooth flow of traffic in and out of the town of St. George this morning. Also traffic coming down from Lotus Lane. As we remember our history, where were you on October 20th, 1983? Where were you when stillness filled the air on our lovely island of what will happen next after the assassination of Morris Bishop and some of his colleagues and some other Grenadians? Where were you? As we remember our history, that's what makes us who we are today. The playground, children playground. So you can bring your kids to play on the swing, spend some time with your family. And we say hats off to the garbage collectors, those who go around keeping our beautiful country clean. Also have the drivers for proper garbage disposal. Do not allow yourself or your passengers to throw garbage out of a moving vehicle, or the police will say no throwing of missiles out of a moving vehicle, but proper disposal of garbage in designated bin so that we can keep our country clean. Wherever you're tuning in from, welcome to this Wednesday morning traffic cam. Just School Media in collaboration with GBN. We are at the Tantine roundabout. It's a smooth flow of traffic. The second, I think this is the second busiest roundabout on the island. The next one is the one in Grenada at the Morris Bishop Highway. But
excellent conversation as you welcome back our folks on television. You will make a really excellent conversation. The wipes as they go, the hand sanitizers, pocket-sized ones. There are those that you purchase, especially the wipes. You can either buy those in the full container, or you can buy the enclosed one that comes with the smaller packs. So you open and you discard. You know, some kids, they open the wipes and they probably mess up the whole thing. So invest in it. Encourage them. Literally, it's important to take care of your children's health. Not just your children's health, but your health is an investment that is indeed worth the while. Well, this is where we get ready to say goodbye to you, and reminding you at the top of the hour it's going to be we send you to the BBC for a bulletin of news. And what's the plan for the rest of the day? At 9 o'clock, this will be to the point. My guest this morning is expected to be the Education Minister, Emmeline Pear. And as you can well imagine, we'll be talking all things education as we look forward to the phased reopening of active in-class learning. And certainly we get a minister to give us an appreciation as to where we are as we go forward. Folks, all the things must come to an end. We leave it there for now. Until then, so long, everybody. JC loves you. It was a pleasure being here with you. Live life and love life. Treat each day as though you're last day on planet Earth. And you sleep, you wake, you recognize that at 3 minutes to 8 that you're still here. You know what? We say thanks, we give appreciation, and we continue the process, living all over again as we try our best to become the best version of ourselves. Until then, Grenada, JC loves you. So long.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 gigabyte daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 gigabyte daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in my Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100-pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get